I will be showing how we will be using Apache Pig to import an external data, which is a .csv file, into Hive and HDFS. Again, the consistent approach before we start any form of a data import is always to refer or study the data which we are planning to import. The two files that we are planning to import are surface air maximum.csv and surface air minimum.csv. Looking at the file, we will get an understanding of the data which is existing. Here we can see that it contains information like the month and the minimum temperature for the day, maximum temperature of the day, while a second file will have the minimum temperature for the month. Once we have studied the data, we can then proceed to prepare the table that we intend to import into. Here, we'll have to go back to HueUI to create the table. After running the table creation, we will always require to look at the directory of the table and where it is currently created into. In row 16 location, we can identify that the directory has indeed been created into bakeinc/weather. This will be the consistent approach which we in bakeinc is keeping our data. From root folder, a bakeinc will be the company name, while a weather will signify that the data comes from a different data source and which is housed into a different table. Once the table has been created, we can proceed to start page in local mode. Once pig has been started, we can then create two kinds of pig storage, one to house file 1 and the other one to house file 2, which will be the minimum and the maximum temperature for the month from 1982 onwards to current. Next up, as we need to store these two data together, we will then have to create a join. The consistent join column in this case should be the temp date. Once this is done, we will have to filter away the header of the file. The header of the file will generally be following the month. Hence, this query which I have last triggered is to filter the header which has been imported together during the first step. After filtering away the header, we can then proceed to create or format the data accordingly. This can be done through the approach of two steps. Firstly, a temp table to flatten and split the data accordingly in order to arrive at the month and the year columns. Next up, we will prepare the information such that each column specified here matches with the intended Hive table import. Here we can see temp date, temp year, temp month, temp max, and temp minimum. Once we are done on preparing the information correctly into the pig storage, we can then proceed to run the store final command in order to import the data into Hive. Once the script is completed, you will see that there will be an output saying that successfully stored records into the table. Next up, we can verify the details and whether they have been stored correctly into the table. Looking through, we can see that indeed the information has been stored. into the table.